In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on December 18, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Toronto Maple Leafs versus Washington Capitals. Toronto heads into Washington for this one, and it is not exactly a meeting of two teams you feel amazing about backing right now. The Maple Leafs have the bigger name and usually the higher ceiling on paper, but they keep running into the same issues when they leave home. The road leaks are hard to ignore, with multiple away losses already piling up, and it does make you wonder a bit about how this group will hold up as the schedule wears on. Washington, on the other hand, has not been perfect either, but playing in their own building has covered for some of their flaws, and that home comfort matters more than people admit, especially on a weekday spot like this. There is also a little bit of history tilting things toward the Capitals. They have stacked a small run of success head-to-head, including a recent 2-goal win that is still fresh in the memory, and that kind of short-term dominance often seeps into how both benches feel when the puck drops. Toronto has already taken several road losses this season, while Washington has been quietly banking points at Capital One Arena in a steady way. Even if neither side has been fully convincing, the combination of home ice, recent results in this matchup, and a slightly steadier vibe around Washington right now nudges things in one direction, and it is not Toronto's. So if you are choosing a side against the number, the edge falls to the Capitals on their home ice, and at plus money you usually do not see tied to the Leafs. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Capitals money line is our full game side pick. Toronto is averaging 3.28 goals per game, but the power play is only cashing in on 15% of its chances, which is pretty modest for a team with that much skill. Defensively, they are giving up 3.22 goals per game and killing 82.8% of opposing power plays, so it is not lockdown hockey, but it is not a tire fire either. Washington sits in a similar neighborhood offensively at 3.21 goals per game and a 15.6% power play, while allowing only 2.55 goals per contest on the back of a penalty kill that is weaker on paper at 75.5%, but has still managed to keep games from turning into track meets most nights. When both teams sit in that middle band for scoring efficiency and special teams, you often get a game that looks tense rather than wild, especially if both sides feel they really need the points and tighten up a little. You can easily imagine stretches of cautious, low-event hockey broken up by a few surges instead of constant trading of chances. So from a total perspective, this sets up more like a game that grinds toward a lower score than a wide-open shootout, which leans toward fewer goals than the number suggests. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Los Angeles Kings versus Tampa Bay Lightning. The Los Angeles Kings and Tampa Bay Lightning face off Thursday in NHL action in Tampa. From a side perspective, Tampa is still the team that most people instinctively trust at home. The recent history between these two does not really fight that perception either, since the Lightning have taken 7 of the last 10 meetings against the Kings. That kind of track record sticks in your head, even if it spans different versions of these rosters. On the flip side, Los Angeles has quietly built a pretty strong road profile this season. Even with 3 straight road losses hanging over them, they have already picked up 10 wins away from home, which is not nothing. This is a group that usually travels well, and that matters in spots like this where public money tends to lean toward the familiar home favorite almost by habit. Tampa's recent form throws another wrinkle into it. Over the last couple of weeks, the Lightning have cooled off, and their attack has looked anything but smooth. They have been stuck at 2 goals or fewer in 5 of their last 8 games, and a couple of those were outright shutouts, which is jarring for a team that used to feel automatic offensively. You can chalk some of it up to variance, sure, but it still makes it harder to trust them to roll anyone right now. The Kings are not in a perfect spot either, since they are on the second night of a back-to-back, and that can chip away at their legs and focus. Still, when you stack up Tampa's recent wobble with Los Angeles' comfort level on the road, it feels more like a game that stays tight than one where the Lightning run away with it. That extra cushion with the underdog becomes pretty appealing by comparison. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Kings to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Kings are sitting at 2.58 goals per game, and they are cashing on 14.7% of their power play chances. That is not exactly a high-flying profile, but it is steady enough that they can contribute their share on most nights. On the defensive side, they are allowing 2.55 goals per game and killing 79.8% of opposing power plays, which points to a team that usually keeps games reasonably controlled without turning them into complete shutdown affairs. Tampa Bay shows a more aggressive season-long scoring line at 3.21 goals per game, with a power play hitting on 17.3% of its opportunities. Even with the recent struggles, that larger sample suggests there is still real offensive capability here that can resurface in any given matchup. Defensively, the Lightning are giving up 2.64 goals per game while killing 85% of their opponent's power plays, which is a solid penalty kill rate that can still coexist with games that get a bit open at even strength. When you blend those profiles, you get two teams that are capable of playing clean, structured hockey, but also have enough talent for things to open up when the game tilts or fatigue creeps in. The Kings, even on tired legs, have shown they can generate chances on the road, and Tampa's underlying offensive potential suggests that a recent cold stretch does not have to last forever. Put together, it sets up for a matchup where both sides can reasonably push the scoreboard rather than lock into a pure grind. That pulls the expectation toward a higher combined total rather than a low-scoring slog. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia Flyers versus Buffalo Sabres. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres meet Sunday in NHL action at KeyBank Center. When you look at the side in this matchup, Buffalo really starts to make a case for itself at home. The Flyers did take the earlier meeting this season with a 5-2 win on their own ice, and they have won 3 of the last 4 head-to-head, so it is not like Philadelphia has struggled in this series. They have also built an 8-point cushion over the Sabres in the standings, which does say something about their consistency over the larger sample, but that is only half the story. The Sabres have played their best hockey in their own building, with 9 of their 14 wins coming at home, and that kind of split is not just a random quirk. Some teams really do settle in better in front of their own crowd, and Buffalo fits that mold right now. They are also coming in with 3 straight wins, while the Flyers have dropped 3 of their last 4 and are in the grind of a 3rd straight road game, which can wear on any team mentally and physically. Buffalo also holds the statistical edge in the offensive categories and on both special teams units, which gives them more than just a home crowd narrative in this spot. They score more per game, their power play clicks at a higher rate, and their penalty kill has been stronger. Philadelphia has been a strong puck line team on the road this season, and that deserves respect. But sometimes the situational spot and matchup shape matter a bit more than that single trend. With the Sabres tightening things up defensively of late and feeding off that home form, it lines up as a spot where Buffalo can ride that momentum and grab the win on their own ice. As our first pick for this matchup, the Buffalo Sabres money line is our full game side pick. Offensively, the Sabres are averaging 3 goals per game and are scoring 20.2% of their power play opportunities. That combination of decent 5-on-5 scoring and a productive power play usually gives them a path to at least a couple of goals most nights, especially at home where the confidence tends to run a little higher. Defensively, they are allowing 3.41 goals per game and are killing 84.9% of their opponent's power plays, which is an odd mix of a solid penalty kill paired with a higher goals against number overall. On the other side, the Flyers are averaging 2.84 goals per game and are scoring 15.9% of their power play chances. That is a bit below the Sabres offensively, but still enough to contribute their share in a game that tilts toward trading chances. Defensively, they are allowing 2.72 goals per game and are killing 81.8% of their opponent's power plays, which suggests a stronger overall defensive record than Buffalo, but not one that completely smothers games. When you blend those profiles, you get two teams that can both create offense and have some vulnerability in their own end, especially when one of them is giving up over 3 goals per game on average. Add in the fact that Buffalo's power play is efficient and Philadelphia's offense is steady enough to hang around, and you can easily see a game script where both sides chip in and push the combined score past the projected number. It feels less like a matchup built for a tight, low-scoring grind and more like one where mistakes, special teams, and a bit of pace can tilt things toward a higher total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.